because he is such a dick. But yeah, but still.
Did he go over the edge of being a dick and went back round the other side again?
Yeah, he did that. Actually, become a caricature in the end instead of a character.
Okay.
So that was one of the things that we don't like in paint, we're never going to change. So my original thought of what I was going to say, I completely lost.
I'm on about semi is something that would make it more interesting.
Semi
was what I interrupted you and said. Well, I don't know what you were saying before that. You remember about X-Ball being a good thing, I think.
There was a legacy from TV, but I can't remember. At this point, we better cut the interview down. And
Why? It's going well. This is as best.
Yeah, but I've forgotten the thing I was going to say about where we should go. And,
I think Pete needs more some disco vodka.
What's this?
Disco
Let
vodka.
me say something. I'm not.
What? Sorry, not me.
Shut your mouth, don't you?
Got more lemonade in it.
Yes, please. Is that I'm not good at drinking, so I only.
It's okay. It's okay, viewers. It's diet lemonade.
Right, I might weigh 16, 17 stone, but I'm not very good at holding.
Not since he's been away.
Yes. My vodka or something. Okay, so where was we? We was talking about.
Are we getting value for money? Is what you're trying to say?
Yes. Are you alright, Aileen?
Yeah, all good.
If you want to go a wee.
Have you turned it on yet?
Oh, yeah, it's on.
Are people getting value for money? I don't think they are, but how do we all want to make it change so they do get value for money? I don't know. I don't have a solution. I just think that the formats need to be in a staged way that they can. I mean, I've said earlier the different ways I would do it. I think introducing something like a limited paint event into these things, to me personally, is good, where it can people know it's going to cost them X amount of money to play. I mean, WDP and Tim Taylor and those guys used to run a thing called the Atlantic Stars, and you just got X amount of balls per game, you paid your entrance fee, and that's what you got for the day.
And people were happy with that.
That's what you got. That's how skillful you were. You know, if it, like in America, there's a hell of a lot of pump tournaments happening and stock class where you use these like 25 ball loaders and things like that. I don't sort of advocate going that far unless people want to. If they want to do that for
fun. They don't want to do that in events, in tournaments.
Well, they're doing that in America a lot, tournaments.
But the tournament guys over here won't.
No, okay, which is fair enough. But if there was, then why not put it on? But if it's limited, where it's a loader and a pot per game, and you want to shoot that loader of paint on the break because you think that's going to be an advantage to you, then go ahead and do it. But I just think that might involve a little bit more entertainment. But for me, the fields are just too small. It used to be an absolute skill to shoot from one corner to the other.
Oh no! Yeah,
and if you shot the other guy, he was a bit of a result, and it was like brilliant. I've shot my opposite out. That means I can start wrapping back into the centre and making myself. You've done your job, and now you can start playing something.
Well, that little phrase that you see on t-shirts is like one box, one kill. I think is appropriate. Where it's paint orientated now, but when you're talking about condensing the field, then you're condensing the skill factors as well, and that's one thing to do with ramping. That once you start allowing ramping to occur, you condense the skill factor once again, because it takes quite a lot of skill to do that. Double stuff.
Oh, I mean, what do we have that we have different that we used to have with you when we played? In Nexus, we had semi only.
Yeah.
Okay, changed.
Yep.
Fields was bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Changed.
Every field was different. Every field was different.
Right,
So if we played on 4 fields in a day, we'd have to walk 4 fields and have 4 different plans. Yeah. Nowadays you have 1 field design. And you get it 6 weeks, 8 weeks before, so you can practice the living shit out.
Yeah.
How uninteresting is that? So if you happen to live near a field that's got all this year's new bunkers, that's got the layout set up, and you can play some good opposition, you can almost get your game plans down pat before you get there. So you're just a robot. You turn up, and you know that I'm going to go to my back centre and go, nah, shoot that guy who runs there. If he doesn't get there, or you miss him, or he doesn't move there, you've got your option A, B and C done. To me, I just think it's so boring.
No, I agree with you. You're not going to get any argument from me on that one. I mean, at the end of the day, my advocacy is that we go back to 7-man, and I honestly think it's a lesser of evils. Alright, it's not the perfect format. It's got its warts, but at the end of the day, I think it gives our team player more value for money than we're getting now. Now the problem is, can I go for a wee before I come back?
So before you go, hold on, no pause it. I want to say something just to make sure that they don't think that me and you are really old. Well, we are, but I don't agree that we should take it back to where me and you were.
No, hold on, in Nexus days, no, I do. In Nexus days, not back to me and...
Well, even Nexus days, I don't even... I mean, I advocate some of the brackets going back that far.
I've got to really go.
You can't, you can wee in your pants. It's going to be
balls.
Carry on where I was.
Right,
can you
okay? Recording? Okay, right.
Right, okay, so I was nearly peeing interrupted by Wing.
I've just been for a piss in the garden. I went upstairs in the actual toilet.
Well, there's another one further up, but it's miles away.
Okay, so you went in the garden with... Hey, she watched him.
She held it.
That's not true. I swear to God.
Just the last bit.
No, because the tweezers are still over there. Yeah.
So what I was saying was that I don't think we should... If you try and tell people that we should go back to the good old days of Nexus or the good old days of Banzai's and now...
Yeah.
That's not going to work. We've gone beyond that, and I understand that. What I'm saying is
Why have we gone beyond it?
Because we have it. Because everything's changed. The guns are better. The guns are more accurate.
Back again.
Well,
I know you can't. You can put the guns back to a mode that basically represents one trigger pull, one shot.
Yes.
Yes, we can do that.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so if we can do that, then why the fuck don't we just go back to 7-man?
Because I personally think that X-Ball in the pro brackets is actually not a bad game.
So you, what, as aspirational focus?
Yes, it's like the Formula 1 racing cars, yeah? Me and you aren't going to go and jump in a Formula 1 racing car and drive the Benetton tomorrow, are we?
Yeah.
But we can go-karting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah? Can't we?
Right.
Yeah? And that's better than, you know, maybe doing it on the Xbox or whatever it is. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to be able to let people go-karting, but then go, no, you know, if I'm actually quite good at go-karting, where do we go from this? Well, I go to Formula 3000 or touring car or whatever it happens to be. And there's a progression. And then people then become, well, I'm a Formula 1 driver now.
But we're talking about a sport. You're talking about Formula 1 and racing as though it was a sport in itself. We're not. Formula 1 is a sport in itself. Go-kart racing is a sport in itself, as is...
Lewis Hamilton came from go-karting, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But the thing I see the problem with this metaphor is that if we go back to the footballing metaphor, where you've got the same format for all of the sport, and it still provides the aspirational focus that you can be Manchester United, and I mean my team Tottenham, which are obviously superior to Manchester United, but you've still got aspirational focus within a common format. And I'm saying that we should have a common format for paintball. You can still have the pro aspirational format. It's just that they're better at playing the common format than the guy down the line. Why not? What's the problem with a common format? You know the problem. The problem is that we are following the PSP. The Millennium are being... They're following the PSP, and I know the dynamics of it because the PSP run their format in X-Ball. It's a legacy from TV. And all of a sudden the Millennium are doing it, and therefore every event series in the UK, the NSPPL, the NSPL and the CPPS are all running. Okay. You know what I'm talking about, but how do you answer that?
What was the question?
Fuck knows. Basically was, why can't we have a common format? Why are we slavishly following the bleeding Yanks when common sense cries out, change the freaking format back to 7-man, get people enjoying themselves and value for money?